Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all my students. So we'll continue our lesson with the next part, which is JavaScript HTML DOM. So basically class, DOM is about document object model. So this one is actually we want to look in terms of the theory part of the structure, okay, which related to the HTML, and then how JavaScript can use it, use the HTML dynamic structure, and then we can use that to change the elements in the HTML. Okay, so this is the structure. So actually we have used the HTML before this, where you have the basic HTML. So we call this is the root element. Okay, so inside HTML structure we have the head, right? So head element. So inside head element we have the title element. So inside title element we have the text, which is you can put the title of your HTML. So also we have the body element. Okay, inside body you can have any HTML tag, okay, element, and also the attribute. Okay, so from this structure of HTML we combine with the JavaScript. So JavaScript actually can change all the HTML element. So how you can do that? Okay, so we are using the concept of DOM, where W3C standard. Okay, so it is actually defined standard for accessing documents. So how you access the document using the object concept. So what is object concept here is related to the where you have learned before this in the Java, where in object we have properties, method, and event. Okay, alright, so now we look at the example what is covered in our syllabus in terms of the object. So before this I have shown you the example where you can use in the HTML. So this is example where in HTML we change the content of the element. So what kind of element the inner HTML change, which is related to the P, because it want to get element by ID, which is demo. So this demo, what the JavaScript want to change this element, okay, P element. So this is the new value. Okay, so get element by ID is a method. So while in HTML is a property. So this is the method and this is the properties. Okay, so you need to use together with these three things, okay, in order for you to use the method. Okay, so the easiest way to get the content of an element is by using the inner HTML property. Okay, so we now look at the other example. Okay, so this is all the HTML document, DOM document object that we have. Basically this is the famous one that you can use. Okay, we will use again this class when we learn about JavaScript and form. Okay, I will create this kind of tutorial or lecture on this part also. Okay, other than that you can use also by tag name, okay, or by name, by class name. Okay, so this is the description where the method, what the method can do. So I hope you can read this one in the W3 School website. Okay, and also this can we also can have the method to add and delete the element. But this one is actually the advanced level, so don't worry so much class. Normally we just use the very basic, which is we want to change the value or we want to have response for the form only. Okay, this one not covered in our syllabus, don't worry. Okay, so now we look at how okay, this is another example, okay, also where you can access, okay, using the get element by ID method. Okay, this is also another example. Alright, so the rest is not covered in our syllabus, so don't worry. I will give you a sample of exercise or sample of question that normally asked, okay, related to the JavaScript. Okay, next we look at the JavaScript object. Okay, so in a JavaScript object, basically it is when you look at JavaScript in W3 School, so find JS objects. So what is JS object? Basically what you have learned in Java, same as the concept is same, where actually you can declare the variable also as a object. So before this class, I have shown you example of declaration of the variable. But now, okay, we look at how that variable we can assign or we can declare using the object concept. So what are the keywords that you need to have? Okay, this is example of the normal variable declaration and initialization. Okay, in order for you to create object, so basically object you need to have what? We have the object name, and then inside object name we have the properties, and inside properties we have the values. So this is the declaration. Okay, this is the object var person, so using curly braces. Okay, and then this is the properties. Okay, and then double dot. Okay, and then if you want to assign, it is a string, so the string of a quote, this is the value, and then separate by comma. So if you want to have more than one properties for that object. Okay, and then ending with the close curly braces and semicolon. So this is the declaration and initialization of an object. Okay, alright, so we look at another example of how you declare and initialize. Okay, so you can declare and initialize in multiple lines. Okay, and also you can have a declaration different, so var person equal to new object. Okay, after that you assign the properties. Okay, person using dot operator, person dot first name equal to John. Okay, so you use the object name dot, okay, properties, and also assign to values. Okay, so this is example. Okay, where you have declaration and then you want to change the value. So this is how it works, right? Okay, now the question is when you have declared, so how you can display that. So before this, I have shown you how you can declare and display the array, right? Okay, so now array, you can display just call the name of the variable of array, but you can also using the looping. However, in object you cannot just simply do something like this. Okay, in HTML, and then just call person, which is related to the object. So you need to access the properties by properties name, okay, or using looping. So this is one example, okay, where you can have the person dot name, okay, person dot age. Okay, example, so I show you. So you can access something like this, it will not display the John or the values. Okay, so let's say I want to display the age, document dot write, I use document dot write. Okay, and then you need to use person dot age. Okay, what is the properties? Okay, so you using dot operator and then access the properties name. Okay, so it will display the 30 here. Okay, so this is how you access your object. So this is actually the very basic one. Okay, the advanced level you can use looping. Okay, try to look at this code. Okay, how you can use the looping. So it is different in the JavaScript. Okay, but don't worry, as I mentioned, for JavaScript for our syllabus, it is just a very basic. Okay, so don't look at the advanced level, right? So the rest is not in our syllabus, not cover. So don't worry, just know how to declare object and how to access the properties or the values. Okay, for our syllabus. Okay, so I think that's all we have covered, okay, in our syllabus for this week, which is the next part of JavaScript, which related to the very basic concept of the programming. And then the next part, I will show you the example of question and also the solution, how to solve the question. Okay, after that, we will continue with the JavaScript and form. Okay, so I hope that you can look again, okay, on the theory part of the how to declare, okay, how to use the if else looping function, okay, and then what are the structure that in the DOM that related to the JavaScript. Okay, alright, thank you very much class. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.